introduce you to a gal that's had a real close spot in my heart, and that's Monique DeSpain. Let's give her a hand.
Tell her to come in.
Finally, we know. Nice to see all of you here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I want to say a special thanks to John Large, Chairman, Republican Chair of Lane County, our fearless leader, John Large. State Senator, thank you. I think he told you the story how I walked in there with nothing to do, something to do. I've heard that one before. State Senator Tim Knopp is honoring us today. And my good friend Monica, thank you. Lane County Commissioner Dave Lovell. Where did you end up? And his lovely wife. Rich Locke, are you here? Yes. Thank
There
you.
he is.
Another famous leader.
Good.
And Mr. Tom White. Tom, where did you end up? Where's Tom? I hope he's still not over at the Gordon.
He's at the Gordon.
Oh, yeah. All right. And my many wonderful volunteers and grassroots supporters. There's so many of you. I can't name you all, but I do want to mention my super volunteers, our super volunteers. Cherie, where are you, Cherie? The room got so full. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. We have and Tammy, another super volunteer. I'm glad she could be here. She's done a lot to do that. Thank you, Tammy. Ronell, did you make it? Well, Ronell and Sherry out in Florence, they've been amazing in organizing a lot of events. Rob, John Chama, thank you. Let's see, so, of course, my team that has made this all happen. Scott, where are you, Scott? Paul Hansler, started out with election integrity. Kevin, my dear friend Kevin Ward, and Lindsay, lovely Lindsay, where are you? Lindsay. All right.
Happy birthday to you.
I am so grateful for your boundless determination and your positive energy, my team. Thank you. 5 months ago, we launched this mission together. Many of you were there. To change the future for our children and our grandchildren. Our mission is to restore a safe, prosperous, affordable Oregon and bring transparency and accountability to a government spending enormous amounts of taxpayer dollars without solving problems, and to bring an end to 50 years of failed career politicians who don't listen. Our mission is to deploy a political outsider who will deliver common sense results for Oregon and who will fight for the hardworking citizens of our very, very promising 4th District. That is what I will do for you every day in Congress. Today, too many career politicians have abandoned the sober responsibility of public safety in favor of radically transforming our criminal justice system to one where law enforcement is defunded, criminals are rewarded, and crime victims are left abused and forgotten. Citizens are seeing their neighborhoods overwhelmed by crime, homelessness, and drug trafficking, and human trafficking. Our open southern border is fueling all of it. And our federal government is utterly failing in its core function of keeping our homeland safe and secure and ensuring a prosperous future for all of our citizens. This is now the #1 issue in America and in Oregon. Voters are making that clear. We are also experiencing a crushing economy with inflation pricing young and old people out of the American dream. And for some, even basic necessities are out of reach. Young people are telling me that the idea of a home, of home ownership, is growing more distant or even seems impossible. A trip to a restaurant for a family of 3 or 4 has become an expensive affair. Seniors are confronted by skyrocketing inflation, leaving basic necessities and healthcare out of reach, while our leaders in Washington, D.C. tell us everything's just great. These are out-of-touch career politicians representing us. They don't care that life has become unaffordable and that our communities are unsafe. They only care about their next promotion or re-election, which comes at our great expense. We are telling these career politicians, no more. As some of you may have heard, the attacks on me from the other side have begun. They know what we stand for, and they are running scared already. The most recent attack came because, in their opinion, I ought to add the word to retired to the front of my rank, in front of my rank colonel, when talking about my military service. As we say in the Air Force, if you're catching flack, you're over the target. This tells us everything we need to know. Let me make this plain and simple. I am a retired Air Force colonel, but I am not a retired mom. I'm not a retired fighter for crime victims. I'm not a retired border security advocate. I'm not a retired government transparency and accountability proponent. And as we all know, none of us can retire from the inflation that has been inflicted on all of us by the money printers and out-of-control bureaucrats in Washington. But I'll tell you this, someone's gonna retire soon. This November, we're going to retire corrupt career politician Val Hoyle. Oregonians are done with being crash test dummies for every ludicrous idea. We're done being experimented on so that the rest of the country can see how much damage can be inflicted, how much money can be wasted, before the rest of the country says, hey, let's not do what Oregon just did. Enough is enough. Here's what's at stake in this election. As recent as February, when talking about the open southern border, Val Hoyle's exact quote in favor of keeping the border open was, quote, we need to have this movement through our border, unquote. And she means it. She has voted against every single border security package in Congress. Last week, she even betrayed law enforcement when she voted against detaining and deporting illegal immigrants who assault police officers. Her real priorities are obvious, and it's not the safety of our communities. She is completely out of touch and unconcerned with us. And here's more. Val Hoyle is under federal investigation because she engaged in a pay-to-play scheme and used undue influence to award an illegal $500,000 grant to her friends running the infamous marijuana distributor LaModa. 5 days after our campaign exposed her string of lies, the U.S. Attorney announced her investigation into Val Hoyle's actions. We have a congresswoman who prioritizes her membership in the Progressive Caucus in Congress, whose objectives include defunding the police, keeping an open, unsecured border, and whose members are funded by groups who call on more chaos. Val Hoyle has simply brought her broken policies from Portland, Salem, and Eugene and delivered them to Congress. In fact, of the 435 U.S. representatives, Val Hoyle ranks 333. She is among the least willing to solve problems through bipartisan votes in Congress. It's time to hold Val Hoyle accountable at the ballot box this November. The stage is set. We have a failed, corrupt politician representing us today who is just fine with all the disastrous policies of the current administration, and who refuses to listen to her constituents. I'm an outsider to politics who is listening to the voters in this district. And I'm ready and equipped to put an end to her tenure, bring trustworthy, effective leadership to DC, and deliver results for Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to win this fall.
Yeah.
Before I conclude, I want to say a special thanks to my fellow veterans across the district for your outpouring of support. You and your families know that freedom isn't free. We know it's not someone else's job to save our country and secure our future. I too am someone who has never shied away from a fight. I know this will be a tough battle ahead, but I'm confident it's the right thing to do, knowing this fight is for our nation and all that it stands for, and that you all have my back. I will have yours in Congress.
Yeah.
This is not just another political campaign and not just another election. We are building a movement for the future that is gaining momentum every day. This movement is a demand for elected representatives who listen and act on behalf of their constituents. This movement is for representatives who will fight relentlessly to deliver significant results for their communities. To prevail, we will roll up our sleeves and get to work every day, reach out to voters every day, and deliver our message every day. And let everyone know about this God-given opportunity we have to solve this seemingly insurmountable problems that we face. We will change the course of our futures. It's going to take sustained grit and sheer determination. We can and we will deliver that because we are American.
Yep, we are.
So I ask all of you to muster up another generous round of enthusiasm and energy. I've seen it in all of you these last 5 months. Let's take this battle to the next level. Together, let's take this movement to victory this November and to the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C. next January. I'm ready to deploy. Thank you all for standing with me.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here. God bless America. Thank you. All right. What's next?